I'd like to introduce you to a guided meditation. This particular meditation is called the Wise Guide Imagery. And imagery is the dominant language of the unconscious mind. It includes words and thoughts that represent all of the senses, the hearing, touch, smell, sight, and taste. We use imagery to help us mobilize the mind's capacity to explore and affect itself and the body. So there are two basic kinds of imagery techniques, receptive and active. Receptive imagery is the use of a relaxed meditative state to access information from what we sometimes call the unconscious or our intuition, where active imagery involves intentionally using specific images to create change or imagine some desired result. Active imagery is often used after gaining information from a receptive imagery exercise. So today we're going to focus on receptive imagery. One receptive imagery technique that we can use is the inner guide technique. And the guide is a representation of our inner knowing or our intuition. And this is the wisdom that can come to us when we are deeply relaxed and paying careful attention. It represents the quiet sureness which exists in each of us. Most of the major philosophical, religious, and psychological traditions acknowledge the value of this knowing and concern themselves with the inner guidance in one form or another. In this exercise, we'll be working to find and learn from your inner guide. The process can help you understand yourself better and learn how to take better care of yourself. The inner guide often serves to remind us of insights and understandings forgotten or of what's really important. The inner guide can also help you make decisions when you're faced with two equally valuable or confusing courses of action. We seldom look inside for the answers that we need, though we all have untapped resources within us, and we're so accustomed to using our rational, linear minds to solve problems that we rarely look to our inner knowing or intuition for guidance. So this exercise is going to offer you a way to explore your unconscious mind and to access your own deep intuition, that intuitive wisdom that you have. It can help you understand and reduce your physical symptoms and make decisions and solve problems. So I just want to try this little experiment with you in this guided meditation. So if you'll just get comfortable, I'm going to take you on an imagery journey in nature. And after a while, I'm going to suggest that you are going to see a wise guide, that this wise guide is going to be there to answer your questions and help you discover what you want and need to learn about. The guide may be an imagery or a real person. It could be an animal or a person out of mythology. Your inner guide can show up in any form. As an elder, it could be someone you know, living or dead. It may be an animal, plant, or a tree. It could be a religious figure, a light, or just a feeling, an essence, or just knowing. So think of your wise guide in any way that you like, as representing your unconscious mind, your imagination, your intuition, your divine nature, or the spiritual realm. Encourage them to incorporate any religious beliefs or whatever seems right. And you should accept whoever or whatever comes. Don't judge it or reject the wisdom that this figure is going to reveal. So because it helps, guided imagery helps you gain access to your unconscious processes, the experiencing can be challenging for some. Also in the wise guide imagery, you may confront big issues and you might be afraid of what your inner wisdom has to tell you. So you always have the option of opening your eyes and stopping any exercise that feels too difficult. Okay, so if at any time you feel uncomfortable, feel free to open your eyes. So join me as we seek our wise guide. So you can sit or lie in a comfortable position, feeling your body against the floor or the chair. Allow your body to soften and just let yourself be. Now allow your awareness to move to your breath. Awareness of the in-breath and awareness of the out-breath. Breathing in, feeling calm. Breathing out, at peace. Preparing to go on a mental journey. So now, I would like you to imagine yourself in a very special place. It could be real, or it could be a place you may actually have been, a beautiful spot in nature, or a comforting place in your own home. It's your special place. It can be imaginary, a place in fairy tales, indoors or outdoors. Doesn't really matter. And if more than one place comes to mind, then allow yourself to just choose one space and stay there. The only thing that matters is that this is a place in which you are completely comfortable and safe. You feel comfortable and safe. Appreciate this scene with all of your senses. Hear the sounds. Smell the aromas. Feel the air as it caresses your skin. Experience the ground securely under your feet. Reach out and touch. Feel the environment, the whole environment that you're in. Notice what you are wearing. Notice if you have something on your feet. The time of the year it is. The time of day. Notice how old you are. Notice whether you are alone or with another person or with people. Notice the colors that surround you and the temperature. Is it warm or is it cold? Notice the qualities of the place that make it safe and comfortable for you, and where you experience that in your body. Begin to look around you to notice if there is anything else that would make this place safer for you. Perhaps something that you need to remove from the place, or something that you need to bring in. Now notice how your body feels in this place. Now looking into the distance, you notice a shape or a form slowly moving toward you. There is nothing threatening about this experience. You are feeling safe and comfortable. begin to picture a wise being who will greet you. It may be a man or a woman, a child or an animal, a color or a presence, or perhaps a feeling. Accept whatever comes. Notice how old or young it is. Notice how large or small it is. If it is a person, how are they dressed? Especially notice how its energy feels to you. If this person or creature or presence makes you feel warm, comfortable, and safe, you know it is your inner guide, your wiser self, your spirit guide, whatever name feels right for you. As the being or presence approaches, greet it as you feel appropriate. You can make contact with it in any way that feels right, by words, by thoughts, by touch, and take some time to get comfortable in its presence. Does it have a name? Perhaps give your wise being a voice. Know that this wise being is here to help you and to serve you. The wise being may have a message for you, and if so, you can listen to the message. Accept the message and learn from it. Or if you have something you want to ask, you may want to ask for some advice you need or a solution to a problem. Your wise being may even have a gift for you, and if it is offered, you may accept it. I'm going to be quiet now for a few moments while you spend some important time with your wise being. Now, in a moment, I'm going to have you say goodbye. So you should begin to give thanks, knowing that you can return at any time you need to, and begin to allow this image to fade off into the distance. And when you are ready, and at your own pace, let your breathing deepen. Very gradually, let the awareness of your body against the chair or the floor return. Bring yourself back comfortably and slowly. And now, when you are ready, and only when you are ready, gently open your eyes. So you might want to think about, what was this experience like for you? Were there any difficulties along the way? Did fear come up at any point? What did you enjoy most about this guided imagery? Think about what you saw. What did you hear, smell, and feel? What was your guide like? Think about, what was your first response when you became aware of your guide? Did you have a question for your guide? And if you did, was your question answered? You may want to write that down, what your question was. What was the answer you received from your wise guide? What lessons did you learn from this experience? Was there anything that surprised you? So, the work of guided imagery is about accepting the wisdom of your own unconsciousness. So you can use the safe place imagery regularly when you feel especially upset or agitated, or simply at a certain time every day. You may go back to the same safe place or to a new safe place. Just be open to whatever comes up. And if a place wasn't found for you today, you can continue the exercise at home and see if you're able to find a place. You may want to practice the wise guide imagery if you have any additional questions about any issues or something that you want to explore. Maybe you have a new question. So about 15 to 20 minutes for this exercise when you begin to use it. And with practice, you might be able to find joy and enjoy the benefits of the safe place in, a shorter amount of time. So if it was difficult and you couldn't really find a place, try again later. Give it another try. The more often you do it, the easier it will become. Thank you for joining me.